My name is Christopher Bowen, your host of The Oyster.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance.
I just thought this is just a wonderful song that actually describes and personifies what it means to be human in a sense, and then some, which is a beautiful thing. I like this part. And all the night's magic seems to whisper and hush, and all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. January 11th, 2017. This is another episode of The Oyster, and I am your host, Christopher Bowen, here with you now and always, because we are alive, because we have heartbeats. And I thought it was just exciting. It's like, oh, wait a second, are you? it's like we're at this point, like, okay, I know we're not, alone in the solar system or in the galaxy, because that's just kind of preposterous. But like, how close are they? Like, is it like, oh, are you from another planet? It's like, are you actually do you have tools? Do you actually have like all this craft and actually have like all these abilities? Do you actually have a very large space family, a star family that you can commune with and go to and from other parts of the galaxy to and from? Like, is that you? It's like, or is it you? Is it you? It's like, wow, like, we can actually be able to live in a system where we're constantly, and it's not even a system, when we're constantly, you can never guess what can happen next. And it's, in a sense, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because, like a surprise birthday party, you're surprised about it, and you see all, for example, your friends and your family, except, it's now at this point, it's at the location is large, and it's at a place you've never been before, per se. So it's like you are at this massive jungle gym, like a mothership-sized adventureplex. And this adventureplex is just full of things that you just have no clue what they are. And it's kind of like that amazing, that intense, that insane hunger for knowledge of just like wondering what things are, like when you're really young, like. And just that interest to touch things, to climb on things, to figure things out, to look at them, to taste them, to put it in our mouth, to shake it around, to throw it, all that kind of stuff. It's just that, of course, that childlike mentality is what ultimately, simply put it, raises civilizations in a great, miraculous way. So. And the wonderful thing is that we're doing it again. So we have beings that are, of course, hundreds of thousands of years old. So imagine about how young they think we are. I mean, it doesn't even compare to what a 90-year-old thinks of a 2-year-old. All right, it's so many levels above that, so many levels, and it's like there is so much that we have yet to learn that we haven't even necessarily even gotten halfway by the time we turn 60, It's like it's for the same reason you can't, or we say, like, hypothetically speaking, you can't teach a 4-year-old how to drive a car. But the situation, the solution is, you can teach a 6-year-old to guide a hovercraft, or you can teach a 6-year-old, or a 6-year-old can figure out himself how to use, consciousness-assisted technology, basically telepathy, to use his mind to go from one location to the next. It's very simple, but it's like you can't teach a 4-year-old to drive a car. Well, maybe the most advanced technology has the simplest solutions to our most severe problems that we consider to be severe problems nowadays. But, things can be so topsy-turvy. We don't necessarily know what is a problem and what is the solution. And I mean that, no pun intended, because, when you're flying at the speed of thought and you're in like a spacecraft, like you're in a van-sized spacecraft. It's like a one-man seater, and it's able to fly at the speed of light, at the speed of thought, and you can change directions without having the G-forces affect you due to the science that's been out and discovered for decades, and physics that have been out and discovered for decades. That wondrous thrill of just transporting yourself is such a miraculous discovery. It's like a sport in itself. It's like, and that's the thing. I go straight to an imaginative, liberal kind of freedom generating perspective, because of course when we first built the plane, or when we first built our rockets to go to the moon, we never thought of, let's use this to make a giant football game or a soccer game out of it. Let's make a race, a cross country event. Like, we all make airplanes and then we go across the ocean. No, it's just more of, we have the tools to make this plane. We're going to do it to this way, and then, we'll slowly digress into something else, and then slowly digress into something else. The speed of imagination and creativity towards an application, ultimately kind of should be, developed and enhanced creatively at the speed of thought. And the uses of it should be used at the speed of thought creatively. So there should be more uses than just, the strict use of what we have as planes today. Which do have a variety of uses, because now we do skydiving and, biplane smoke tricks, and we can do skywriting, and there's banners on the back of planes, and we have blimps, and there's so many different ways that we now view air transportation and air luxury, in a sense. There's just so many levels to just the greatness of Renaissance in itself. There's just so much that we just don't know, and it's practically impossible to be limited to. And yeah, I'm going to be straightforward. It's nearly impossible to be limited about the way that we view our future, because it is no longer restricted to just the stuff that we originally known. Because you can't limit what you want to do. Like, you can try, but it doesn't work. Like, if you want to, if you're telling your teenage son, don't go to that party over at the friend's house late at night, teenage son, if he really wants to go, he's going to sneak out, and he's going to come back, and you're not going to know. You're going to be none the wiser. They both had fun, and it's, ignorance. There's the argument there is ignorance is bliss. But at this point, ignorance is not necessarily bliss, but at the same time, ignorance is bliss. But it's like, well, I know that we can now travel at the speed of light, and I know that, the future has so much more in store for me than our previous conceptions and understandings of the way the world works. I feel like there's so much more reason to, put more, in a sense, thrill, excitement into what I do. It's like another level of being. You have more excitement, you have more energy, and you have more, in a sense, purpose. It's very, very thrilling, because the unlimited potential for our growth is never ending. And that's the exciting thing. That's the exciting part. And it could be, of course, become to the point where everybody has jobs, everybody has the job that they want to do, and we can continue to fund our culture based upon the culture as we know it. But we can also, perhaps start to, this might be a little out of the box here, but maybe integrate with some of the advanced cultures that have been here for a very long time. Maybe some Telosian culture, some, the way that we view nature, the way that we view each other, the way that we view other countries, the way that we view ourselves, the way that we view, the way we interact with one another. Life is not limited to just we go through childhood, but you can't be a child. You have to learn how to be a grown up, but when you're growing up, you can't be a child, or else you'll be called childish, and then you have to retire at a certain age, or you have to stop working eventually because you'll just be too decrepit because you believe that you should intake all these. and this is an interesting thing. This is when I say believe. This is a quote, or like quote unquote, like obviously this is sarcasm. I hope we know the difference between sarcasm and what's not sarcasm. But the belief that we were supposed to ingest all these toxins at a young age, and we didn't know that it was degrading to our body until 70, 80, 90 years old. So now we are, or 100 years old, 200 years old. And so now we are, building all these new, we just take a new pill, take a new object, take a new skin cream. No, it's something completely different. It's something that's so brilliant. It transcends, like crystals. Crystals can heal you. Like, that is the best way to say it. They heal you fully, completely, absolutely, and they literally allow your cells to resonate and be alive. Like, same with water that's alive, water that has consciousness. It sings to you, and your entire energy body vibrates and is alive, and disease literally falls away. It's such a simple solution to all the complicated things. And so that's, what's coming out. And it ultimately, it's already been known. So it's not like you can keep it back. Because if somebody wants to discover it, they can discover it. I mean, quartz, it's been known. It could do wonderful things. And of course, mass, the way that you can lessen mass, reduce mass, or take away mass from objects, making them massless objects. That's been known. I mean, there's just so many wonderful things out there, so many absolute spectacular changes that are so positive and so renovative and so just riveting and thrilling and excellent. It's just the anticipation alone. If we went through the entire year with just anticipation alone, I know just the excitement about it, just that inner knowing, that thrill of it, would extend our lives probably another 5 years. Just that happiness. Just like that, the thrill of knowing that you're about to have a son or new daughter, or you're about to be a grandmother or a granddaughter. Just that thrill, in a sense, compares it, except it's on a whole new a whole new level. We're experiencing a whole brilliant way of life, so it's absolutely wonderful, and I thank you so much for your support, because I can't once again thank you enough. Well, of course I can't experience enough that allows me to continue to, in a sense, lead the way forward. And it's exciting. Who wouldn't want this? I mean, come on. It's bliss. It's literally loveliness. It's just a beautiful way to live. So thank you. I'm Christopher Bowen, your host, and we are supporting you.